Okay, we'll do them all.
Okay.
Let's start with the psychology of why bad things happen.
Okay, so we, over Thanksgiving, went back and spoke to, I'll try to be vague so as to protect this person's identity. We spoke to some friends, and one of them was an insider in an industry. And we were talking to him, like, dude, you have to come on the podcast. Because he was telling us about how in this industry, which we all know, how just BS happens all the time. And he's like, you would not believe the stuff that goes on, all the rule breaking, all of the smack talking of clients. And it was fascinating. And I said, you got to come on the podcast. And he said, no way. I know these people. Even if I'm not friends with them, even if I don't like them, my professional and career and integrity is in not opening the kimono and telling it
if I burn all of these relationships by going public with this, no one will want to share things with me in the future.
Exactly. And I thought that was one, I hope he comes on one day and shares what he was talking about. But even more fascinating than that is like, that is a huge degree of the bad things in the world. I mean, think how many crimes somebody knows the answer to, definitively with proof, right? Knows the fraud that was being committed by Bernie Madoff prior to it happening, knows where the bodies are buried. There's the story of Jeffrey Dahmer's father who came down and there was this really weird cardboard box of bones, and he told him, if you don't get that out of this house in the next day, I swear to God, right? Like, kind of knew potentially that something weird was happening.
Yeah, didn't call the police.
But didn't call the police.
Yeah.
And I don't know if more people were killed after that. I suspect they may have been. But it's just fascinating that, and I know that that's a human trait and not a bad Apple trait. That there's this human loyalty that runs deeper than abstract morality. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any reaction or thought.
No. I think what's interesting is that we don't pretend that it's not happening. We don't go, all our friends are super pious. Like, I'll take it back to college. Most people had a friend that they knew was cheating on their girlfriend.
Yeah.
And what they do is they would go to the friend and be like, dude, you have to stop cheating and you have to tell your girlfriend. Right? And that's where they would draw the line of, I did the right thing. I told him I don't agree with this behavior, and I told him what he should do. But very few people, and I'm not even saying that they should do this, are going to go to the girlfriend, right? And so, yeah, we draw this, or stop being friends with the guy, right? So that tends to be what we do, is we call people out, we tell them what we think they should stop doing.
Yeah.
Then when they don't stop doing it, we go, well, I'm going to keep being friends with them.
Sure. And one further is, I think in a lot of cases when it's someone on the periphery of your group, or you're just not as comfortable with confrontation, you don't even tell them. I'm this friend these are just work acquaintances. I'm sure he's not telling them, hey, the backbone of your entire ethic is completely messed up. You should do everything differently, right? It's just, I don't have a solution, but it was interesting to me to think that, wow, the solution is not that it has to be found, that it has to be surfaced. Like, we know how and why a lot of the exploitation that is occurring in the world is occurring. We know who is doing it, how, and because that knowledge isn't universalized, it's within this small group of trusted advisors that will not leak. Yeah. That's what it just continues.
That's why Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
Yeah, to protect his friends. I think that meme is hilarious, that it's still...
Oh, yeah.
Just don't... Yeah, in the middle of a comment section, all this video was really good, and it made me realize Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
No, it's true. I don't have a good takeaway. I don't have a... because I think what sounds easy is, everyone should just come out.
But I don't
But
think
no
it's
one
that
would.
simple.
It's one of those things where people would prescribe it for other people, but then if they found themselves in that position, they'd find it tougher than they imagined. So I think that's a lazy suggestion, and I don't have a good suggestion.
Yeah. What's funny is if everybody hive mind did start announcing the criminal acts of which they were aware, both not even criminal, unethical acts, their own end within their circle, at the same time on the same day, there just have to be a mass amnesty, because we couldn't deal with the flood of, we'd have to go, okay, let's start with serial murderers and we'll get back to homicides. And then every other crime we're going to have to really just look at with ugh.
Yeah, no, and it's funny.
Handle all this?
Oftentimes, well, I guess some people would disagree, so that the people who are doing things that are advantageous to themselves, that are hurtful to others, but I think for a lot of people, following the golden rule for yourself is easier to do. Like, okay, I'm not going to do anything that I think is immoral. Also, all our morality is relative. So like, I'm not going to do anything that I think is immoral. People actually have an easier time doing than I'm going to publicly out someone I'm close to because they're doing something immoral.
Yeah.
I actually think that's the harder thing for a lot of people.
Totally. So yeah, let's get him on the podcast one day. It'll be a really
I'll work on him.
Yeah, it'll be a really interesting conversation if we can get into the specifics of it. And even us, like, we're not revealing what he told us in out of respect to him. Now, granted, it wouldn't change anything because it's second, third hand hearsay. But yeah, I wouldn't betray his confidence in order to announce what he told me on the podcast. And to be clear, it's not like there's any crime that I am aware of. It's just unethical business practices that sound like it's common in a particular industry. So, anywho. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.